Ryan is a young man who has autism, who was always described by doctors as complex. When Ryan was almost 13, there was a massive change in his mental health, and in May 2014 he was not sleeping. He was fixated on things that weren't attainable, and in June 2014 had a physical incident with his grandmother and was taken to the Royal Edinburgh Psychiatric Hospital as he was extremely manic and elevated beyond the point of calming. This lasted the whole of June and July. There were maybe 3 or 4 days in that period where he had days of calm. Towards the end of June, he went to respite Friday to Sunday and had what could only be described as a manic episode where he was restrained. He was so manic that emergency social work were contacted, and it was said that it wasn't safe for Ryan to go home. Ryan was put on a compulsory treatment order and remained on the compulsory treatment order for 11 months, initially in the adult unit of a private wing where he remained there Wednesday to Sunday and went home Monday to Wednesday. Eventually, a private unit became available at a young person's unit at the Royal Edinburgh Hospital. In March 2015, at a meeting with all involved in Ryan's care, the decision was made that Ryan could not live in a regular home environment for safety. He required 2, sometimes 3-to-1 care. It was explained to his family that because there was no facilities or schools in Edinburgh for children like Ryan, that he'd be sent elsewhere. Initially, it was Newcastle. An application was also made to Glasgow, where they also have residential facilities, and Ryan started in a school there in June 2015. He resided in a purpose-built house with 4 other boys, each had different needs. His family would visit, but felt they couldn't sit and have a proper visit with him, as there was always staff present in the living room, and it wasn't safe or possible to take him out in the community. He would be forcibly restrained if he was displaying behaviour. He would run away from staff and refuse to get back in the minibus. He couldn't go shopping as he would be overstimulated in the supermarkets. He was isolated from his family. When Ryan was 16, he was no longer engaging with the education element in Glasgow. Not long after that, his current care provider gave notice that they could no longer meet his needs and he would have to look for alternative care. His family wanted him back home in Edinburgh, and after a lot of research, his mum and Ryan's advocate found Carom. His mum felt instantly this was going to be the best and only option for Ryan to 100% stay in Edinburgh and have as much of a normal relationship with his family as possible. Carom has achieved bringing Ryan home to Edinburgh perfectly. He goes out in the community, has lovely family visits and speaks to his mum on the phone every single day.
Ryan's been with Carom for 4 years now, and I think he's well supported, definitely well supported.
Before, when Ryan was in child services, it never really helped him at all. And then when moving to adult services, you could see the difference in like him and himself.
Like we moved the very first time we went to the house, and we went, and obviously somebody else had been living in the house before Ryan. We went in and we said, right, well, there's a bath, that's not going to work for Ryan. That was taken away, do you know what I mean? It was taken away. That's going to make Ryan's life easier, it's going to make whoever's giving him the support easier.
So Ryan was different from anybody that we were currently supporting. His communication was different, his personal care needs were different, his support needs were different. And this took the team a while to kind of get to know him, to build that trust, and for him to be comfortable, for us to find a way to best support Ryan. We supported Ryan out in the community, and we got to the point where eventually we didn't have to use his wheelchair. He was able to walk independently, and he still does. It was just all about building the confidence within him and building the confidence within staff. So one thing that sticks in my mind with Ryan's support was, before we started supporting him, me and my manager had a meeting with social work and his doctor, his psychiatrist. And the whole meeting, I felt, and my experience was very negative. It was a lot of things that Ryan can't do, or there was a lot of limitations put on it. And after the meeting, my manager had asked me how I found it. And I had said to her, I felt that was very negative. And I asked her if we have to follow what they have said. Because, I mean, they were talking about if this doesn't work, then, you know, Ryan will be sectioned, and, you know, the best we can kind of hope for is he remains safe in his own house. And you've got a young guy who, I mean, is at the start of his life that has so many things in front of him that people are saying the best you can hope for is he remains safe in his own house. doesn't seem much different for being in a locked ward in hospital. You want somebody to live their life and have all these experiences which we can support with. And my manager says to me, what do you want to do? And I says, well, I want to start support and I want to kind of judge for ourselves. We can support this way, and whatever we kind of come up against, we'll adapt and we'll kind of just find a solution for it, which we did. He was part of his community. He took part in things like street bingo during COVID. We went trampolining, which was fantastic, and it was great to be able to support him out to something like this. So all the things that these people says that Ryan would never be able to do, we supported him to do.
Carom's achieved what they couldn't for Ryan, like what the social work and CAMS, and is in a more stable place now. Everything for day one has been centred around what's best for Ryan. What are you?
Oh, talk.
You're all talk. And what have you got?
Gentle hands.
Gentle hands. Give me 5. What?
You remember how we sang Gentle Hands?
Yeah.
Can you show me?
Yeah, we sing it like that.
That one?
Mum, and then this is how we sing enough like that.